Hi there. Everyone knows that life is not infinite, but we all try not to think about it. Everyone has their own destiny. Sometimes everything happens suddenly, and sometimes a person realizes that their days are numbered. What do people feel when they know they only have a month or two or even a year to live? What are they thinking about? Today's issue is just about that. It is very touching and sincere, and we hope that you will see it to the end. In this video, a naval officer of the United States addresses political figures of the country. The retired military man, even while on his deathbed, did not stop thinking about the people and their fate. This is a real patriot. The old sailor turned to Donald Trump, who was just about to run for president, and also representatives of the Republican Party, Mike Pence and General James Mattis, who later became the U.S. Secretary of Defense. The officer said that he places great hopes on Mr. Trump and believes that he will be the best president in the last 150 years. The old man believed that when these people came to power, the country would flourish. If every politician was as worried about the country as this retired officer, more than likely there would be much less trouble in the world. At least we really hope it would. What do you think, friends? People appeal to politicians very rarely. Most often their message is addressed to relatives and loved ones. These feelings are understandable because each of us have relatives whom we are afraid of losing. A guy named Tony knows that he is dying. The cancer was stronger than the therapy. He decided to record a video to his family. Tony says his wedding day was the happiest day of his life. He thanks his wife for many happy moments, tells about the love for his daughter. When I listened to the words of this guy, I thought how seldom we talk about feelings to the people closest to us. No one knows what day will be our last. Tony managed to say the most important words to his family, but many leave suddenly without opening their hearts. Friends, talk more often to your parents, children, and loved ones and tell them that you love them. If it's hard saying it out loud, just write it down. Even though this may be very difficult, take this first step. Departure from the lives of loved ones is the worst test ever. Everyone copes with this in their own way, but some terminally ill people try to prepare their relatives in order to alleviate the burden of loss, even if only a small part. So did this woman. Knowing that she could not overcome cancer, she recorded a video for her son, in which she spoke about his childhood and her love for him. She understood that she could no longer be with him to support him at a very difficult moment. She recorded all of her good words and memories on video so that her son could always hear the voice of his mother. After she left, her husband wrote a book about their love and fight against this disease. In the book, the man told a story of how love overcomes pain, suffering, and gives hope for the best. Even when a person goes into the afterlife, it serves most people well to believe that their loved ones are doing well. When a person realizes that very soon they could enter the afterlife, they often think about what awaits on the other side of life. Steve, a 47-year-old man, could not overcome cancer and shared his thoughts about God and death. He spent 5 weeks in the hospital, but when the doctors realized that he could not be saved, they allowed his relatives to take him home so that he could pass on, not in a hospital bed, but in his own bed at home. Steve lasted a week. This video was taken a few days before. In it, the man admitted that he did not hold a grudge against the Lord and does not blame him for anything. If he decided to take him to himself, then that was what was necessary. We are not always given the wisdom to understand plans from above, but they are much more important than our own. We must accept everything that is destined for us by fate, with love and faith. These conclusions came to Steve while being on the verge of death. The 21-year-old Claire Wineland has become an example and source of inspiration for many. She fought a terrible disease, cystic fibrosis. Every breath was not easy for the girl, and she was desperately fighting for life. Moreover, she became a support for people with the same diagnosis, becoming the founder of Claire's Place Foundation, in which not only patients but also their families receive psychological help. The main goal of the young lady was to prove that you cannot give up. You need to fight to the end and hope for a miracle, no matter what difficulties you face. She recorded a video in which she spoke about her feelings and experiences, but this would be her last. The recording was made before the lung transplant, and a week after, Claire passed away. In In this video, Wineland encourages everyone to appreciate every moment of life, tells how hard each breath is to take, but despite this, she continues to rejoice and hope for the best. She said that with such a diagnosis, she did not even know if she would reach age 21, much less have time to help others with the same misfortune. This video was uploaded on YouTube by the son of a woman dying of cancer. This is her last words. When she is diagnosed with a disease, every organ of her body was already affected. Doctors could not do anything. Even before the disease manifested itself, the woman lost her sight. Her son calls her my queen. He infinitely loves her. It may seem strange to many that the guy uploaded the video on YouTube because it is very personal, but according to him, he wanted his mother to be an example for everyone else. Many people who say goodbye to life, you can hear about pain and regret, but his mother spoke only of the love of a single son. She kept a positive outlook on life until the last second. People always complain and want more than they have, and the heart of this blind and bedridden woman is filled with gratitude. Such strength of mind deserves tremendous respect. You need to rejoice and appreciate every moment. If you also love life, as this heroine woman in this video, click like. Each military man understands that he may not return after battle and will never see his family again. This young major named Mark knew that death could separate him from his wife at any moment and decided to record a video message. His favorite name is Helen. She is the first thing Mark thinks about when he wakes up. He asks her for forgiveness for having left her alone and asks to tell the children about how much he loves them. Mark remembers how they celebrated Christmas together, how happy they were, asking her to kiss the children for him. Helen saw this video after the funeral. This is probably the best way to support the family after his death. To record such a video farewell, you need to be a very courageous person. That is exactly what Mark was. In these shots, 47-year-old Mark Jones, dying from a brain tumor, congratulates his grandchildren on their birthday. Most of all, he was afraid that he would not live to this day, but still managed to congratulate the boys. A few days later, he quietly passed away. His wife, Jackie, who was next to him until his last breath, talked of Mark before his death. Mark said that he would always be there. These words of his helped her to survive the loss. He said that he would be an angel on her shoulder, and the woman claims that she really feels his presence and help. Life is fleeting. We live as if everything is still ahead, but fate has forced this guy to think about how important it is to appreciate every second. He is very young, but he knows that he is leaving. Like many of the heroes in this video, he was overwhelmed by cancer. In the video, he shares his thoughts, talks about how he wants to see the trees, how beautiful the leaves are. We can see them every day and not attach any importance to this. Being engaged in daily activities, people forget just to live and enjoy the beautiful world around us. We are all only guests on this earth. Some stay longer, while others drop by for just a moment. But it is not important how long a person manages to linger. It is much more important how you use the allotted time given. This guy calls on everyone to appreciate life, enjoy the beauty of nature, rejoice at the fact that close people are close, and remember that all this is not forever. The time that we have on this earth cannot be wasted thoughtlessly. Having lived a happy, love-filled life is not scary to leave. All newlyweds swear to love each other until the end, but not all manage to preserve these feelings for many years. These two oldies are an example of the fact that it is still possible. In these shots, a 92-year-old veteran of the Second World War tries to support his dying wife, who is a year older. Surrounded by their family members, he sings for her, talks about love, and even jokes. She smiles back and also confesses in love. This is a wonderful and touching video. Fairy tales often say they lived happily ever after and died on the same day. This is exactly what happened to this couple, though they did it in a difference of 5 days. I'd like to believe that they met in heaven and the separation lasted only 5 days. You guys may ask, why tell such stories? We want you to really just appreciate life and always remember how it is fleeting. Be sure to share this video with your friends and family. Maybe someone will be moved to tell people about their feelings, and someone may finally reciprocate the feelings that they have held for a long time. But don't put this off until later. Hit like if you were touched by these stories. Thanks for watching, Subscribe for more.